Okay, Soccer Dad Pod. What's the rule, Zach? Got to talk how fast?
6 seconds?
Yes.
Yes.
I am now on YouTube's hit list for not talking fast enough. You know what's funny, though? We've won every copyright battle.
Nice.
True.
Well,
We
feels
beat
like
the man.
It feels like we've had a couple of those.
Yeah, it's all. You know what's funny is it's the same bands, too. AC/DC, I had to write a lot of letters to get that episode cleared. And then anything from Canadian rockers.
Well, it sounds like Canadians and Australians are upset at you.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, it's not me doing it, people.
It's true.
I'm on your side here.
Yeah.
I want your wood and maple syrup.
Glad you...
Lumber. Sorry,
Yep, got
lumber.
it. Lumber. Got it.
Hockey
Got
players.
Hockey players.
Yep.
We're back. Soccer Dad Pod got a new episode today. We are going to be talking all things TPH. You see it on your dashboard. You've been wondering. Well, now you're going to get a little more info. Rolling in here with a little bit of...
David Bowie.
There it is. You recognize the voice. He is the K-She Classics Name That Tune champion.
Until they changed the format, I quit playing.
Yeah, I don't like the new format.
I don't either. I don't know what they're thinking.
It's like, why? Especially like, it kind of completely goes against the grain of, you have a classic rock station, right? It's not like you have to reinvent the wheel. There's no new classic rock, right?
Right.
So why would you change the
I
format
have
on the
no
fun
idea.
stuff? It doesn't make sense.
Maybe because I was too good.
Did you keep calling in? You had like $17,000 in gift cards. And like, we got to shut this guy down. Zach, how's it going?
Good, man.
You're kind of approaching, you're in the middle of your own personal swan song.
It is, yeah.
As
It's
a
weird.
Soccer dad.
Yeah, so Grady played his last home game at Soccer Park on Saturday and went out with a goal at the end of the game. And it's kind of exciting because he's going to school at UNC Wilmington in January. And so we're moving him. He's graduating from Lafayette in a couple weeks, and then we're moving him down early. And it's just crazy that we're already at this point. But this is something, it's PSA for all parents. At this stage, you're thinking about all the lasts. His last Friday of high school, his last game, his last goal. And I started to flip it, and we talked about this on the car ride to the game, that we're going to focus on new firsts.
I like that.
So moving into college for the first time.
Did you read that in like a
No.
fortune cookie
No.
or something?
While I was crying, thinking about it, that's when I came up with that. But yeah, so, first college game, first college assist, goal, first time his name is spelled out on a ticker,
Mm-hmm.
So
Exciting.
excited about those things. But yeah, it's a really bittersweet feeling.
So let's rub a little salt in that emotional wound there.
Please do, yeah.
You're 18 years into it, probably realistically 12, 13 of remembering most games. What's the one game?
Whew, man. I think, honestly, it was in Maryland the spring before last, when our last year of City. And it was a rainy game against some team from Florida. And the boys came out a little flat because it was cold and it was rainy.
Oh, yeah, I remember
And they
that.
ended up putting on a show. And then they went on a run after that where they won most of their games at Flex. Then they went on to the Final Four in the spring.
I was there.
Yeah. But, Grady's first coach at Gallagher is sitting at the table with us.
Full circle.
Yeah.
Hello.
And it's fun. I'd love to bring up a fun story about Ken at some point. But
Let's do it. That's why he's here. He's doing the intro with us, and then he's got more young bodies to form and mold and
it's true.
brains to mold. Go ahead with you.
Well, no, it's just funny because Grady started with the pre-academy when he was 9 years old. And we had 28 kids on the roster. We had the navy, green, and white.
Mm-hmm.
And Ken and staff would rank each kid every week,
Mm-hmm.
1 through 28.
Yes, we did.
And in the middle of the season, around this time, around December or so, they had a sit-down with each kid. And Grady went in and came out, and I thought this could be the end of his soccer career, depending on how emotionally he handles this. And he sits down, and he hands me this printout of a PowerPoint, and he goes, well, at least I know what I need to work on. I said, what do you mean? He goes, well, my best ranking was 11, and my worst ranking was 23. And he said, but coach told me that I really need to work on my regains and my attacking in the final third. And it changed the whole trajectory for him.
Those two things are what got him recruited.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everything that he worked on after that was, making sure if you lose the ball, you go back and get that ball. And in that attack from the third, he's a winger, gets the inline, crosses over, makes, all that. So big kudos to Coach Ken.
Did it say it had to be a light switch transition?
Yes, it did.
It did?
It did.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, there you go.
But I'll never forget those things. I mean, and that was 9 years ago, roughly.
Wow.
And still impactful for him and still impactful for so many kids.
I know the answer to this question, but you or Mandy, who's taking it harder?
Probably me on the soccer side.
That is the correct answer.
Yes. on the general, her son is moving 15 hours away.
Totally different reason.
And he's not going to be in the hallway with her every day like he has because she's an assistant principal at Lafayette, so she sees him every day. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, there's going to be some pain there.
You know what I think? I think you should take a U8 team, head coach, carry them all the way through. You'll be
there. We
right
go.
Here.
Yeah.
You'll have a reason to
That's
come
true.
to the soccer.
That's
park.
true. That's a good point. We'll talk later. Yeah.
Well, we're going to get into the parenting side of all this here in a little bit with our guests as well. In the generic, broad world of soccer, there is a million things going on.
Oh my gosh.
And I started to make a little list, and I don't take notes. You know that, right? I don't even prepare. Kind of prepared today.
Good.
Because I was like, okay, which one do I want to talk about? And it's a lot. I'm just going to kind of run through some
I bet
of it.
some of your points are some of mine, maybe. We'll see.
I tell you what, I'll do my first block.
Okay.
And then you can.
Okay, great.
It's actually a quick block. Don't worry. High school soccer, first off. Here we are, November. Around these parts, it's time. State is this weekend. Here, right? Is it? Yeah, here at Soccer Park.
Yep.
Friday and Saturday. Come. I'm going to get this episode out before the weekend. So come check out some high school soccer. On the Missouri side, I lighter than I would like when it comes to St. Louis representation. But I have a theory, and you know my theory.
Yeah.
It's because we cannibalize ourselves.
Yeah.
We have too much talent. We've got too much parity. The delta is very, very thin. And over there on the other side of the wasted part of the state, they don't. So it's really easy.
Fresh.
They come in fresh, right?
We beat each other up.
Right.
Happens every year.
Exactly, right?
Except last year.
Last year was St. Louis.
No West Siders in that group.
No, as it should be.
Right.
Like the stars were in alignment perfectly. So Class 1 Metro, local. Class 2 Principia is the only St. Louis team that's in there. Class 3 gets a little bit. We got half of the teams in the semis, Rockwood Summit and Zumwalt East. Class 4, the big dogs. I've seen them play 4 times this year. They're good. And that's SLU High and Zumwalt West, who was also Elephant Killers here towards the end of the year.
Yep.
Let me ask you, Mr. Cadet. I won't ask you what class, what year. When you hear those teams and you know what was going on, what's your 10,000-foot view of the high school soccer landscape now that the Big Four are no longer the Big Four?
I do like the Champions League format. That reminds me, like in my era, it split during our time period, my 4 years. It was the classes we used to play everybody. And then it went to 1A, 3A, and then 4A while I was in high school. And, you had schools like Rosary and Aquinas went to the 3A route.
Yeah.
So, smaller schools. So I like the Champions League format where it's like the FA Cup or the Open Cup where everybody's in there.
Well, I'm going to boast on you for a second, though, because I referenced kind of the parity and the lack, I should say the growth of programs that were never programs. And I watching these teams that are just really coming out of nowhere and are consistently beating the MCC schools, kind of beating each other. When you look at the rosters, because we were doing the best 11 all year, right? Well, really the last 2 years. And you get these kids specifically from the public schools. And I always ask them before we go on the air, like, okay, tell me a little bit, what class, you know, do you play club, what club? Well, 9 times out of 10, it's the usual suspects. It is Gallagher, it is Fuse, DA. So what you guys have done, do you ever think about the impact that you've had as a club on just spraying the infield? Because all of these programs, you get to districts, you know, to the second, third game in districts. Every one of these teams can beat anybody on any given day.
Right.
And that's largely in part to what the clubs have done. Do you see that? Do you think about that?
Sure. I mean, I look back and think about the players that I've developed over the years, and definitely feel satisfied that there's always 2 or 3 on every high school in the area. So just getting that breath out there for sure makes you feel good about what you do.
Do you still put on the purple?
Of course.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
purple and gold. Terry Mickler actually tried to change the purple to blue and gold while we were there.
Oh, wow.
And
Wow.
the brothers weren't having
Well,
it.
listen, this is crazy and not soccer related, but I was at CBC on Friday night. They played district championship against Lafayette, where my wife works and my kids go. 77-62 was the final. There were 2 back-to-back touchdowns off of kickoffs. Lafayette stopped CBC only 1 time on defense. CBC only stopped Lafayette on offense 2 times.
Wow.
And CBC was just, it was unreal. I've never seen a score. I tell people the score and they're like, oh, is that a basketball game? No. High school football.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, high school football.
And Uvuzuela's everywhere. I don't know if that's a soccer thing too at CBC, but that's obnoxious behavior by the CBC cadet fans with those instruments.
I yelled at a bunch of 6-year-olds at the SLU game the other night that had them.
Ugh.
Their parents were like, "Who are you?"
Hate them.
It doesn't matter. Put those things away. Anyway, I'm curmudgeon these days.
Apparently I am too. It's if you remember, those that don't, the 2010 World Cup
it was
in South Africa.
Worst World Cup ever.
Yes,
Because all of the
it just
production,
sounded like
everything just.
bees.
No, what's this? You're the religious studies guy. What's the story about the little flying bugs that like
The cicadas, locusts,
which
are also cicadas.
That's what it felt like, a scene from the Bible.
Yeah,
coming at us.
it sounded like that
It
every game, and that's what it sounded like at CBC on Friday night.
Quick shout out to my boy Jamie Bridges over on the east side. He's Granite City class of '94. He's 1 year younger than me. He coached Columbia, Illinois to their first state title, his first on the boys' side. It's one of my guys. Congratulations, Jamie. You keep. I think I got some Eastsiders here bouncing their heads. So that's my high school roundup. If you're listening to this week, come out to Sock Park this weekend. Check the games out. I am begging for a Rockhurst. I'm just gonna say, look, I want SLU to win the semifinal versus Zumwalt. Is what it is. I know those kids and the coaches. Sorry, Zumwalt. I like you guys, but I want SLU to just rack up 7 or 8 goals against Rockhurst. So there's that. That's what I got. What's your soccer news today?
I mean, we need to talk about the Hoosiers.
I was gonna bring up.
I got it on here.
That's my second block.
Getting a bye.
They got a bye.
And then Lindenwood's in.
NCAA tournament. The draw was today.
Yeah, OVC. So Lindenwood wins the OVC, and they face UMKC on Thursday. SLU wins the A10 yesterday. Yesterday, and they've got Kentucky on Thursday as well at home.
Yeah, and then if they win, the winner of the SLU Kentucky game will face
the Hoosiers.
The Hoosiers
in Bloomington.
A couple. What I thought was really cool today, and again, this is another one of those through lines of the club, the successes, and the manifestation as such. There was a post today from one of the boys, one of the boys that played at SLU, put it out there, and he had these like captions. He collected the pictures of his teammates, and they all played here, and then they all played at City, and you had Andon, who's down at SMU.
Andon Ellis.
Who just won the ACC tournament.
Ooh.
Right? Okay. So they win the ACC. They're 5th, I think, in the tournament. And then you had all the SLU boys. Demo and Jackson and everything. They just won the Atlantic. Their conference for SLU, and they're in the tournament too. Who else do they have? Dugan out of North Carolina. He's in the tournament. It's just one of those. The Hoosier Boys. Yeah, so
Jack
it was like
Wagner,
it was
Mayer.
I mean, there's probably a third of the teams in the tournament. If we did an ounce of digging, we would find one of our own. Might not all be Gallagher. There's other clubs that have kids out there. Look at Lindenwood. Bartoni and the crew. Yeah. There's a lot. There's more. So congratulations, Dad. Do you feel like a dad?
I do. We always pull all the rosters and see who's in there and root them on. That's a fun thing to do in the office.
I love it. Zach, what you got?
We've talked about international soccer a lot on this show.
Are you going to talk about my boy? Are you going to say, JB, you were right?
No.
Come on.
No, that's not
you know what I'm talking about.
I know you're going to talk about Gio.
Write his name down.
I have USA Paraguay. I'm so happy for him and you. I was going to talk about somebody else who has made a significant impact on their national team, and it's going to propel them into what I think is a World Cup contender, which is Norway.
You're going to talk about my other boy.
I think Holland has proven multiple times, scored a brace against Italy yesterday, beat them 4-1. They're going to be a big, big factor, I think, in the World Cup.
Coach, let's throw this to you. Okay, if you have an Erling Haaland on your team, he's the world's greatest striker, hands down is. Do you just coach your team, play a low block, don't ever give up a goal. I don't care what you do. Do not give up a goal. And eventually that guy will get you one.
I can't do that.
Because I know it's not
you're asking the wrong guy.
But it's for the World Cup.
Still can't do it. You got to win with your style. It's got to entertain the crowd.
What's the Norwegian style?
Boy.
Let me tell you what it is. Park the bus, give it to him.
I totally understand.
You can't.
I couldn't do it.
I would disagree with that just a little bit because you cannot just give it to Haaland. He cannot cut through a defense like a Messi or
ask Pep.
I know, but you got to build out.
You see what he yells on the sideline.
But you got to build out.
Man
City doesn't put a low block.
Give him the ball. That's
Man City does not do a low block. That's only Chelsea.
That's true.
So it's a different style.
I like to defend the half line.
Yep, and so that's
I'll give you that.
I agree.
I'll give you that. But get the dude the ball. Whatever you do,
yes,
find him.
Yeah.
Gio, come on, let's talk about Gio.
He stepped up against a decent
movement
squad. He was
excellent.
Good. He was good on the movement. He was good in the leadership role. I think you look at the guys that were not in that game, and I still don't think he is a major player long term in the summer. But
why you got to be wrong? You were so close today, and then you just threw it all away right at the end.
It's a step. It's a positive step for Gio Reyna. Yes.
Congratulations, by the way, your Man U boys. They're finally not in relegation zone.
Oh, we're back, baby. I appreciate the show.
Godat, we're gonna get you moving here because you're up at the park. You got to go mold some more future.
I got 30 kids out there on Field 5 right now.
Future sergeants of the world. Thanks for joining us.
Appreciate you having me on.
Yeah, man. We are going to roll out. And quick shout out. We got to give Bill a shout out.
Yeah, shout out to the legend, Bill.
Rest in peace, Bill.
He was the king.
You guys were my morning coffee entertainment. I would literally sit there with my cats in the window and wait for you and Bill to walk by and be like, "That's Bill." Oh yeah, that's Ken too.
He was the king. And nothing is the same.
Oh, it's not. But we gotta find. We need a hobby for you in the morning because you walk around on your phone the whole time. So you need something.
Yeah,
get those steps in.
I think Christy thinks I need a new dog.
There we go.
Well,
but there will be only one Bill.
There'll never be another Bill.
You know what? Maxter suggested.
What's that?
If you get a new dog, you know what the name of the dog needs to be? Bob.
Ooh, Bill and Bob.
Steve.
And Bob.
I like
so
that.
He goes, it can't be a dog name. It needs to be an old man name.
Everybody did love his name.
I know.
Everybody loved Bill.
All right, we're gonna take.
Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, man, we're gonna take.
Thanks, Coach.
We're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, TPH, parents, whys, what to expect, and more. Heroes, David Bowie on the way out. See you on the other side. Today's college soccer programs receive hundreds of emails a day from players wanting one of very few spots on their roster. Jared, Zach, and I, we all use Choose It Right for our son's communication process. The platform creates a simple resume format that includes academics, club and coach info, links for pics and highlight videos, and more importantly, the platform has a database of colleges, their sizes, locations, conferences, majors, and costs to help narrow down the search. Check out the Choose It Right link in the show notes and take advantage of the SDP discount on your purchase. Back to the show. Okay, we're back. Soccer. Dad
Thought that was Hey There Delilah at first. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, when he first played it for me, I'm like, dude, hey there. And then he kept it going, and I'm like, that's not what it is.
No, this is good.
Keller.
This sounds like Keller.
Yeah. This is his latest release called With You. Actually recorded out at Innsbruck.
Nice.
Yeah,
I like it.
Go on Spotify. I'll put the link in the show notes.
Well, you guys got to see him this weekend.
That's why I was playing this.
Yeah, nice.
We did a little road trip. Felt like I was 22 again. Not early. I left midday Saturday.
Uh-huh.
Made it to Nashville in 4 hours. It was a good one.
Oh my God.
Went to the Exit Inn for his show.
Yeah.
Drank till late the next day. Got up in the morning. Again, no hangover. It's genetic disposition.
Granite City blood, I guess.
Took me 4.5 to get home, though.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Had to stop.
construction. Stopping, yeah. I get
Went
it.
down there. Yeah, it was fun. He's a junior down at Belmont. Had a show. Him and his buddies Exit In.
That's awesome.
He played a room that back in the day, Johnny Cash played there. Stones. I mean, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Seen him on there. Yeah, so that was fun. So I figured give him a little shout out.
It's good.
We are back from our break. Mr. Godat took off to go.
Coach.
Yeah, something new.
Shape.
Form.
Yeah.
Young players. This is going to be fun because now we're going to be rolling into answering all of those questions that everybody has had. It was about a year ago, roughly. No, not quite that long. TPH started to pop up, and the questions started to flow. Like, what is it? What is this school? And I think a lot of people, because of the hockey side of the equation, were immediately like, I think they understood what was coming down the pipe, but they had no idea how it would operate. So that's why we're here.
Yes. Sounds good.
Christy Stichling, thank you again for joining.
Thanks for having us.
Round 2. This time, we talked a little while back about doing a follow-up because there's just so much information about the school, about the process. So the first episode was a while back. Just go into Spotify, type in TPH. You'll find it. It's right there. I don't know what number it was offhand, but...
You don't?
I don't. At 264 episodes...
Wow.
It's like when you have more. Once you get over 2 children,
yeah,
you're like,
I know.
Oh, you are
3.
Yeah.
I know.
And then you call them by the wrong names. I do that all the time.
Yeah, mine will start with P.
Yeah.
So that was smart.
It's bad when you start to call your kids by the name of the pet.
I've done
Like
that.
when you
I do
get
that
so
too.
mad, you're like, God damn it, Kitty.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
oh, you're not Kitty.
Yeah, I do that. I call Parker Wally and Wally Park because I'm always yelling at both of them.
Yeah.
Comes
So
out.
so
get it.
we brought you back, and only this time we brought in a bunch of parents that have signed up. So before we introduce them and go around and hear these stories, give us a quick recap. TPH up to this point.
Yes.
Because you guys on socials very consistent in announcing new signups, new kids.
Yeah.
And I want to start there. I want to start with the socials.
Okay.
Because you're treating it like signing day.
Correct. And I'm glad that you brought this up because we haven't announced all of the students that are actually coming. There's different reasons why we haven't. I guess the main one is some of the parents want us to do it now. Some of the parents don't want us to do it. And I guess the reason being maybe, I don't know. I don't really know the reason. So yeah, we're announcing the ones that parents have given us the green light to do so. So yeah, and we are announcing it because here's why. At the beginning, we're like, oh, we're going to pick like maybe one girl, one boy to highlight. But that is completely against what we're doing, especially how I'm going to run TPH. Everybody is so special and so unique. And, we're not accepting everybody. So the student athletes that we're accepting are the right student, the right fit. And they're very special to me. They're very special to Phil, to TPH. So yeah, everybody deserves to be highlighted. It's not just one or two.
So out of the gate, because Phil's a hockey guy. He's not a soccer guy,
yeah,
right?
He's definitely a hockey guy.
And he'll admit that. So,
sure.
Early on, you've got a good number of students that have signed up so far. You're out there messaging, et cetera.
Yes.
What's been his response or reaction? Is he is he enthused by it? Is he surprised by it?
He's
because the hockey side, I think he said last time I saw him, like they've got 85 kids coming in the fall. Or
they do, yeah. They're up to almost 90, and they're at their max. I mean, I think that the record at TPH National is like maybe 28 is the most on year one, and I do believe that we'll definitely get more than that. No pressure, but I think that, Phil started the Hockey Academy during their 6th year. Their first year was during COVID, so it kind of helped him out a little bit because some of the parents wanted to have summer that was open. And, kudos to Phil. He has built such an empire there. It's unbelievable if you go down there and see what he's built there. The kids, it's amazing, and it's something like he's a great mentor to me. And we would be doing all these shadow days, which is funny. Because I think I'm having more fun. Maybe the kids are having fun. I'm having more fun than the kids, perhaps, and I'm learning a lot myself. Like it's almost like a shadow day for myself.
So let's do a quick 30-second short building elevator pitch for those that are listening and wondering. Okay, great. What is TPH?
Sure. Okay. Yeah. So TPH is we're opening this fall. TPH St. Louis Soccer Academy is the official name. It's going to be an academy where students come grades 4th through 12th. We moved it down to 4th grade, where they can come to school. It's at the Worldwide Technology Soccer Park. We're not a soccer club. We are a school, and we're club neutral, which is why we have our great parents here from Lou Fuse. So basically, it's going to be an academy where elite level players can come in and get trained with other elite level players from the different clubs when they never be able to do that outside of the walls of TPH. But first and foremost, they're able to get a great education using our unique learning platform. So it's like the best of both worlds, in my opinion. It takes a little bit of the pressure off them, like school-wise. They can learn at their own pace. They can go at their own pace. But it's at the end of the day, it's the same as if they were in a regular school. And they're just able to get trained by Ken Godat, Mitch Hunt, have some of the best training. Johnny Johnson's our strength coach. It's kind of like the best of both worlds all under one roof.
Got it.
And what, for the listeners that don't know or that are really interested, what are some of the goals for sending your kids to TPH specific to soccer? Is it for advancement within their club?
Sure.
Is it for advancement into the next level, whether that's high school, whether that's college, pro? What's the pitch there? Yeah,
so it's kind of interesting. I personally always ask the students that myself because I'm curious. I don't really know. I think I know, but they've all kind of given me, most of the boys say to go pro, but first, their path is probably to go college. So basically the answers have been college and pro. And I think the answers are that because of the student, like who we're getting, and we weren't really sure like the level that we were going to start from, but the level is so high. It's like the top 1 or 2 teams at each club, and we have applicants from Scott Gallagher, Lou Fuse, Missouri Rush, Stars. Am I missing anybody? So I mean, it's very much across the board, and they're the top level players. So it's pretty exciting to us, With talking with Ken, he's not here at the moment, but like I think the model will work best with the high level.
Last question, and then I want to talk to the parents here. Describe a day. Like you've created a format. What does a potential day look like?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so a potential day is very much the same as a regular day at school. It's from 8 to 3. Parents drop them off at 7:50. They come in. We have an early morning meeting where we all get together as one group, and whether it be we have a video highlighting a specific skill, whether it be corner kicks or left-footed outside of the foot, something specific, and as a group we learn about it. Ken will be talking about it, and that will be our highlight for the week. And then they break into, we have 3 academic blocks, so no different than, I think when you peel it all back, the amount of school that everybody learns is for 3 hours. So our 3 hours are just condensed, a little bit more intense, so to speak. You'll have an hour and 15 minutes out on the field with Ken Godat, which if anybody knows Ken Godat, that's amazing to send your kid to a school where you get to be trained by him every day, Monday through Thursday. You'll have a block with Johnny Johnson, the strength coach. So it's kind of like, it's amazing. And then Friday's going to be our free play Friday. So you won't actually have Ken or Johnny, but we're going to do that. It's going to be a fun day where you can do lots of group activities.
And this is starting, the first class sessions will start in August?
Yes, okay. August. So August through May. Just like we follow the same schedule as like Parkway, so no different, same breaks and everything.
And are they using curriculum from a specific district for?
Depending if they apply public or private. So
okay.
I think the majority do apply public. So yeah, wherever, if you live in Clayton, you would get the exact same schooling as you would in Clayton School District.
Yeah, and part B to that is, if I understood correctly from our previous conversation, if you have a kid, for example, we live in Webster. Mm-hmm. If my kid were to come here, they're not academy, they want to play high school soccer, they could do this, their grades and everything would funnel through Webster School District, and they would still have the ability to, because they're out here at 3, they could go straight to the high school and they could play high school soccer.
They could play high school soccer, they could play high school basketball, they can go to the prom, and their diploma would read Webster. So it's pretty cool, actually. I mean, for those that's important. I mean, most of these students probably just play soccer, but you never know. I mean, some might run track. So, yeah, that's definitely an option.
And I would assume then that it's at a minimum of a year commitment? Or a semester?
Say a semester.
Okay.
You know, if you don't, for some reason, you don't like it, which you're going to, because it's going to be the best.
But the goal would be
I mean, the pretzel bites alone.
The pretzel bites alone, the food that I have at this table alone.
Yeah, the pretzel bites, by the way, just for those that don't know, the pretzel bites are basically donuts with salt on them.
So good.
So
not very Bavarian.
Yeah.
Way more American.
No, but they're so good. They're so
at
good.
TPH, we do emphasize health and nutrition. So that I'm actually just getting this out of our system right now.
No, I get it.
I got it.
No, but I guess the hope would be that if a student comes in, even at that lower level of 4th grade, they technically could go all the way through.
Correct. That's the goal.
Okay?
Yeah, and to me, it's super exciting because you never know. But I just can't wait to see how a school like, I mean, we just don't have anything like this at the moment.
So let's talk to the deer in headlight parents here, wondering like what we. They're super excited. Like they've been listening to us for 30 minutes. Like, why did we agree to come talk to these guys? Joining us, we have 4 parents here. 2 couples, one from Wentzville, one from Columbia, Illinois. From Wentzville, Matt and Crystal Waldrop. And then from the east side, John and Amanda Sander. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Thanks
for
having us.
So you kind of heard, let's ignore the intro. Let's talk about what we were just talking about with Miss Stichling here. I'm really curious, just kind of simplistically, what was maybe the initial hook out of everything that she kind of laid out that you looked into? Start with you, John. John Sander from Columbia. We'll get this out of the way. We'll say this a few more times.
You realize that he picked you because you're from Illinois.
No, I picked him because he was sitting there shaking his head like, I have an answer.
Trying to stay in game.
Let's talk about and actually, we're starting with you. You guys are really going. You have 4 children.
75%, yeah.
And I'm going to name them all. So when they listen in the car, they all get their shout out. We have Emmeline, Addie, Jack, and Evelyn. And I believe it's Emmeline, Addie, and Jack, 13, 12, and 9, are all going to be year 1 participants.
You got it.
So let's go back to my original question. Why?
Well, I guess maybe a couple months ago, I took the middle daughter. We sat in this room, got the open house experience. Little bro was the one who was really excited about it. He was going to be a 4th grader at the time. We didn't know 4th graders were going to be offered a application spot or a chance to apply. And middle daughter liked it. She liked the idea. We heard the pitch. For me, so my wife here, Amanda, she's the soccer guru. She's that mom on the sideline. It's fantastic. I was looking at the education.
Well, hold on. Let's test. What's in your tumbler? No, you don't need to. You don't need to answer that question. No incriminating evidence here. Go ahead. So you guys came and checked it out.
Yeah. So I mean, the educational piece is what struck me. Obviously, you're going to get a fantastic soccer training, right? With Ken, Mitch, Christy here. I mean, Johnny Johnson for training. I mean, these are people we see in our spare time if we can get in sessions, right?
Right.
So to have that daily is phenomenal. But then to learn about the curriculum, the independent learning, obviously with structure too, right? There's that balance of when they need help, when they, can kind of go off on their own. And the middle 2 kids, Addie and Jack, we were excited for them originally. that model is good for each of them for different reasons. We'll call them out here. It lends itself because they're two different kids. And then Emmeline just committed 2 weeks ago. Week ago,
Yeah.
give or take. So super excited. Obviously, soccer training is going to be fantastic. We're loving the idea of the individual skill development coupled with the curriculum. I think it's going to be a fantastic experience.
So, Matt and Crystal, I'm going to jump out to Wentzville now. Crystal, let me ask you first. Because again, I'm going to shout out all 4 so they all get their get to rub it a little bit. Ryder 12, Hudson 9, Zoe 10, and Harper 7, correct?
Correct.
Out of the 2 of you and Matt, who was the one that was like, I'm really interested, I think this is a good idea, and how did that initial conversation go? Because that will be the conversation the majority of households have.
Right. Well, I think it probably started, so I don't know if we told you guys this, but I homeschool all 4 of them. So we're kind of coming from a little bit different experience. And I've been homeschooling them since COVID. And I think that I just am a little maxed out. So,
say no more. You're like, they need to get out.
So I needed to cut at least one initially. And so when we started talking about what school Ryder would go to next year, Matt actually mentioned, hey, there's this soccer school that's opening up next year. Maybe we should check it out. And so we tossed around the idea a little bit, and he grew up playing soccer. I did not. So this was more his expertise. But so we looked into it. I love the side that I can help still mold their curriculum because I've been hands-on in their curriculum moving forward.
So, okay, so let me ask a follow-up question, and then I'll shoot it to Jack here. If you're a homeschooler, Christy just talked about how the kids choose through their local school district, et cetera. How does that work for somebody that is not in a local school district, or will you affiliate with Wentzville?
We won't. We will do the private school route.
Yeah, you can do the private.
So, and that gives me more control over their curriculum. And we're working, so right now they do some online classes as well as classes through me. So we're going to work with their current online school that we use, which is a very easy bridge over to the Admentum program that we're looking at. And so we're going to add on to it some things that maybe aren't offered, but many of the things that they are offering, it's a pretty easy transition for my kids, and they're very used to it. And I agree with what she said. The kids don't need to be in classrooms all day long. At least that was always my thought process. And so I like the fact that they can go at their own pace, which is what they do now, and we kind of just have more control over their school.
And you guys are sending Ryder for sure.
Ryder's committed, yeah. We still have especially one that's thinking about it. So our 9-year-old, maybe more in the future as well. But
and so, Christy, what I'm envisioning is here at Worldwide Soccer Park.
Yeah,
We're in the ballroom.
we are.
Which is your biggest classroom.
Correct.
Right. So, am I envisioning kind of an open air classroom concept?
Yeah, well, okay, so we'll have groups, depending on how big it is. We anticipate years from now it will probably be pretty big. So they rotate in groups, and depending on how big, if we have 50 our first year, 40, it'll be like probably broken up into 2 or 3 groups. So it will be kind of yes and no. We're going to be bringing in furniture specialists that are doing their magic. I don't know, that's not my thing, but yeah, so yes and no. But there are also other rooms in the back that a lot of people don't know about that we'll be using too, like smaller classrooms that we're converting.
Right. But would that be by age?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
So academically, they're always together with their age. Soccer-wise, they're going to be together based on skill, like level. Like it could be girls, it could be boys, they could be training up, but they'll never train down. They'll always be up.
So, Amanda, to you then, with 3 kids coming into the system that are all different ages, was there a concern for you about, on the academic side, keeping your 9-year-old kind of at level? Because if there's 28, let's say 30 kids come in, and it's heavily weighted high school kids, and you have fewer, middle school age, is that something that you've thought about, or how do you think about their quote class size if there's very few kids at that age, even though the soccer side doesn't matter?
Yeah, I will say for our 3, they're very outgoing, so I really didn't have that concern. I feel like Jack would actually love if he was around high school boys all day. It would probably be his dream world.
Yeah.
And maybe Addie too, they're a little.
Well, he's the third, right?
Yeah, he's the third.
Yeah.
You got to watch those.
Oh, yeah. They're a doozy. But he also has a bunch of buddies coming. So we kind of already knew with
that's
him
nice.
that we were like, you're going to get this chance now to go to school every day with kids that you're normally competing against. And this is going to be so great for you.
Quick follow. So, Christy, follow up on that. What she just said, bunch of buddies coming.
Yeah.
We have 4 represented at this table right now.
Yeah.
What's the number? Where are you guys right now?
Yeah.
Committed?
So far, actually applied high 30s, like 38, 39, but like that number is definitely skewed because like there's so many that are like right at the finish line that are not in that and are like kind of waiting in the wings to see if this person. And I get it. Like parents are kind of hesitant. They want to wait. We have
Are they kind of waiting for buddies or
correct,
a kid from their team?
Yeah,
or
a little bit, all of the above. So they're waiting, and I get it. I'm a parent too. I totally understand. We have and then we have like another 50 that are waiting for this, that are like locked in for the second year for various reasons. Or they're just waiting to see. So where it's kind of like but in terms of the younger age, actually, I feel like Jack is probably our inspiration. Like we weren't going to do 4th grade, but we figured, hey, we're doing 5th grade, so our teachers are going to be more like as you get older, you need less teaching per se. So we're going to have for the 4th and 5th graders more aids.
Yeah, I want to ask a little bit about that. Just the educational side of it. I know each curriculum is going to be different and individualized by the parent and the student, but you've got to have instructors.
Correct.
And so what is that? You talked about Johnny and Ken and Mitch.
Yeah.
What's the academic staff look like?
Sure. So actually, Mitch Hunt is interested in being on like that and on the academic side at TPH, believe it or not. So we call them academic success coaches.
Okay.
So we will have just depending on the number. There's at least going to be 2 in each classroom, but for the younger ages, there'll be more, depending on the number. I don't really know what the final number is going to be, but there'll be more assistants. So, to be honest, like it's no different. My kids go to a Catholic school. There's how many? 24 students for kindergartners for one teacher. I feel like ours is going to be. We're going to have. I think some of the misconception might be, they're just gonna be sitting in a classroom by themselves on a computer, but that's not the case. There's teachers, there's help, it's going to be more probably than a typical school.
No, I think that makes sense. I mean, given the staffing, and you guys will still be able to be, not picky, but you're being selective. And I think that's going to be something you're going to have to deal with long term on how those selections are made.
Yeah.
But, back to the parents and Matt, we haven't heard from you, and your wife called you out as the soccer guy.
That's in my notes.
I kind of teased the goal idea up with Christy, but I'd love to hear from the parents. What are your goals? And you can compartmentalize them into soccer or into academics, or you can combine them. I just want to hear from you. What is your goal for your son first, and then maybe the others that come behind?
Yeah, I think it's his goal, not our goal specifically. But, Ryder particularly just has a burning desire to play. He's on the ball constantly, and it's like he's had this appetite that we're trying to just feed, and he wakes up thinking about soccer. And we've done private training outside of club practice, and I've just seen a huge improvement there. So I know the value, and it's like if you can go somewhere 4 days a week and the whole iron sharpens iron situation, they're around other kids that are like-minded. I thought, you can knock out the school and you can train at the same time. Like, I think about myself back in the 80s. Like, if I had that opportunity and my parents were backing me, like, I would have loved to have done that.
Let me ask this broadly, and anybody can just kind of maybe not talk at once. Raise your hand. We're in class, right? Just like school. When you brought it up to your children, what was the initial reaction?
I'll go first.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so
Amanda.
Jack was the first one to kind of get real excited about it until we told him he wasn't old enough. And then Addie took the, why didn't you ask me? And we were like, oh, my bad. So that's how she ended up here. And then they extended it down to 4th grade. So that was for like, Jack, you're good.
Well, let me ask maybe a more pointed question following up on what Zach was addressing a second ago with Matt. The soccer side of things. Like, because it's one thing, like, in St. Louis, right? Everybody enters into middle school, and then you get all excited to go tour and look at this school you're going to go, and whatever. I mean, that's a different kind of like excitement. This with the soccer component, like, did they understand what was really being offered, and how did they react to going to a soccer school?
Yeah, I think for those two is what they were like, I get to pretty much play soccer instead of go to school, is how they've thought about it at first. And I was like, no, you still have to go to school.
Juggle with the calculator.
That was a discussion. Yes, there's still schoolwork.
Still school. You'll notice with the oldest, though, she didn't commit till 6 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, because she's going into high school.
And she's
right?
going into high school.
Yeah.
So we were touring all the high schools. We were going through are you giving up extracurriculars, because we were looking at all the private schools. So for her, it was a much longer decision.
So let's
period.
talk about her.
Yeah.
She's kind of the oldest of the group.
Yep.
Emmeline, going to be a freshman.
Yep.
Plays at Lou Hughes.
Mm-hmm.
What team does she play on?
GA Aspire.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So for her, how was the conversation regarding socialization?
Yeah.
Her peer, her people, her friends, to come to a school that might not have a lot of girlfriends.
Right. I think one thing for her is we're coming from the private school in Columbia. There is no private high school in Columbia. So all of her close friends and her are splitting up anyway. So for that, she was like, I'm going to be starting over regardless of where I go. And honestly, her closest friends are her soccer friends. That's where she's spending most of her time anyway. And her best one actually lives out in Wentzville. So it really, for us, she was like, my best friends aren't necessarily at school, but now they could be because we have similar interests.
Yeah.
Where we're at now, they're kind of all breaking up anyway.
So follow up on that. Would Emmeline play high school soccer?
No, because
She's
we're
in
going
the
through
GA.
private.
Oh, she's GA too.
In GA, but yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Right?
This is just, I'll be honest. I mean, I listened to the original episode and have learned a little bit about TPH, but I was excited to come here because I don't know as much. And I'm thinking, like, I have anxiety thinking about talking to my kids about this if they had the opportunity years ago. And I think Grady, who I referenced earlier, would have, in a heartbeat, done this. So I guess I don't know if I have a real formulated question right now, but it's so interesting to hear why you guys made the decision to do this.
I'll jump in on that. Maybe to you, Matt. Expectations.
Yeah.
You listen to the show, right? You mentioned that earlier.
I did.
We talk about we've grown into the reality through all of our conversations and our own experience with our kids, that it's one thing to like go to a club and they make an ECNL or a competitive team or an academy team, and you're paying all the dues and you're like, well, they're going to be pro, or I expect them to go D1. And then there's 1,000,001 different things that are going to occur between those two things. And the number one thing is, most of the time when the thing goes sideways, it's because there's not a conversation. You're not asking the kid, what do you want? What is your real dream? Are you realistic? And being reflective. When you brought the school to your kids and the one that is committed, have you had that conversation about kind of the expectation of, yes, this is a soccer-themed school or soccer-focused school. How are you managing the expectation as to what he's really going to get out of it?
Yeah, well, that's probably a great question for her.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well,
teacher.
Yeah, I mean, we're very heavy on academics. That's something that surprised me, that we could customize our curriculum. I mean, Ryder's very advanced in math, and we thought, well, can we continue that trend? So it was really academics first, and then when we thought we could layer in soccer, I mean, what a perfect situation. But I do want to say something related to an earlier part of a conversation when it was talking about the social aspect. It's unique for us that we're actually getting the social aspect that we have now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if there's other people listening that maybe do what we do in homeschool, and they're looking for that piece. So for us, that's a huge advantage that we can expose them to, ironically, other people that are driven similarly to them. But as far as expectation, I mean, you don't know where it's going to go. Kid's 12 years old. I mean, I just want to keep him engaged in the sport and try to foster what he already has inside of him. And I just think this is a great place for that to happen.
I love it. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we are going to ask more questions of the parents here because getting in is one thing, and then managing the expectations is a whole other thing. And kind of wondering about the relationship with the clubs that the kids are in, what the conversations have been like with coaches, with the kids and everything else, because this is so new, but yet St. Louis is a soccer town, right? So when we come back, we're going to go down that road. Do us a favor, like, review, follow, share, all free. And as I mentioned before, we have low self-esteem. So when you do those things, it helps. And we'll be right back with more TPH. See you in a second.
Same old cliche, trying to read between the lines.
The term staycation was really invented by soccer moms. Located 1 hour and 7 minutes from the Arch, the Music Box Chalet at Innsbruck is a hidden gem. Buried in 3 acres of private woods, the Music Box has a master suite for just you, a loft and second bath for them, and a vinyl collection to meet your every mood. The full-size kitchen will easily accommodate 3 to 12 bottles of rosé, while the huge fire pit seating area will keep the big kids busy. Golf, fishing, kayaking, pickleball, or simply reading a book with Mother Nature, all at your fingertips. Visit either VRBO or Airbnb to find the Music Box Chalet. And now, back to those guys.
Playing this one for you, Zach.
Cats in the Cradle. You're just trying to make me cry.
I'm working on it.
Jesus.
Are you going to play this when you drive Grady out?
No, I'm not going to play this.
Put it on repeat?
No.
Cats in the Cradle?
No, because I actually play with, I actually spend time with my kid. This is a song to a deadbeat dad.
You don't have to tell him what it's really about. It's, I'm going to be like you, Dad.
Yeah, that's true.
No tears yet?
No, not going to happen.
All right, I tried.
Not yet.
We're back, Soccer Dad Pod. We are talking all things TPH with some of the year one families. 2 families of 6, in fact. That's and they got armies.
Yeah.
I love it. Discount for multiples?
There is a discount for multiples.
See, a lot of parents were just like, oh.
No, there's a discount. I'm not sure what it is, but you can call me. Apply.
There you go. We are sitting here with Matt and Crystal Waldrop from Wentzville, with therefore Amanda and John Sander from Columbia, Illinois, Eastsiders. They have 4 as well. The Sander crew has 3 coming on. Waldrops have 1 for sure. More TBD. Mm-hmm. Let's discuss that discount.
You want me
No,
to?
no,
Okay.
no. You don't have to.
It might change after year 1. I guess the reason I'm not saying it is a secret. It's the same for both of them. It's just that we're really putting value on our year 1 families.
I alluded to before the break, kind of wanting to get into some of the kind of parallel things that are occurring in your kids' lives as to making the decision to come here. And I want to talk about the clubs. I want to talk about the club you guys are at, and maybe when you found out about the school, you did a little bit of research, checked out an open house. At what point did you ever go to the club or go to your coach and say, hey, we're thinking about this. Can you talk a little bit about, A, if you did, why, and B, kind of how that conversation went, in regards to, your young players? Go ahead.
Yeah, so for us, when we actually had made that decision already, but we did want to communicate that to the club coaches, and they're actually very gracious about it. Send them email to all the coaches they're involved with, so coaches, assistant coaches, maybe personal trainers, just to give them a heads up, let them know that they'll probably see some social media posts about it because they want to make it kind of like a signing thing, a big deal. And for the most part, a lot of curiosity, I will say, which was, I think, a good reaction. They were, okay, why? We know what you're thinking. There was some, hey, can they still play for us anymore? That would say that was the most common misconception. Oh, so they're Gallagher kids now? And no, we're still at the same club.
Okay, you said it. So they're Gallagher kids now, and we were talking about that off mic, and that is one of the things, kind of the perception of this whole process. We talked about on the first show, the whole process, the school itself is intended and is being ran as club agnostic. This is a physical location. You can't. It is what it is, right? Mm-hmm. So for you guys, Waldrops, how did your the rider, correct? Mm-hmm. What did he think, being a Fuse kid as well? Coming over here, did he talk to his coach, or did you guys just talk to your coach?
No. We actually haven't really said anything to his coach.
Did you send him the Instagram post?
No.
No.
We weren't hiding it. We actually didn't really. I don't know. It didn't cross our mind. We didn't think of it as Gallagher. We knew it was at Gallagher, but we were like, I didn't really think it was more of a personal decision. I didn't really feel like it was a club decision.
Yeah.
So honestly, I think it's great. And now I'm thinking, should I have said something? Maybe I would.
We just want to do inform them, right?
No, but I think watch. Okay, so you listeners, you can't see their faces. You can't see their faces, but I'm going to tell you, it's that wasn't part of the thought process. His team is his team, and this was a +1. Yeah. That was more the additional soccer and the schooling that you were able to mold.
Yeah, because you wouldn't have told your club coach what high school your coach was going to choose.
Thank you for saying that. Thank you very much.
Right.
You say a little louder.
No, but it's important, and I know there's. You might not know this, but we have been doing this for a little bit, and we have heard there are some political things that go on in the soccer world in St. Louis. Sure. I know it's taboo to talk about sometimes, but
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, whether it's high school versus club or club versus club or fill in the blank. So we're no stranger to it, but I would love for you guys to be able to clear the air a little bit that you said it, and we're going to, amplify it. Yes, it's hosted here. The coaches are Gallagher coaches.
Yes.
But it's not a Gallagher program.
Correct.
It is TPH.
That is correct. And I know on the break, somebody said, why don't you change the colors? Well, the answer to that is, okay, so we are not changing the colors. We did do a rebrand. Initially we had SLSG in the logo, which we should have had it from the get-go, but we changed it. So we went and we took all of our marketing down and we changed it to look very club neutral, which honestly we are. And
it looks like the hockey logo.
Yeah, it's exactly like the hockey logo. It's Phil's logo, except just different colors. And I believe that the colors are important to have green and blue because without Scott Gallagher, we wouldn't have the school. And when I say that, it's the facility. Like the facility that we're able to use is unbelievable. Like we're super lucky. If Ken Godat was at Lou Fuse, if Ken Godat was at any other club, we would want to hire Ken Godat. It has nothing to do with him being at Gallagher. It just so happens that he's at Gallagher. So I guess the people we're hiring are not. We're hiring who we think is the best, and that's bottom line.
And realistically, let's just be clear.
Mm-hmm.
Any club in the St. Louis area has connective tissue to every other club.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Almost.
Mm-hmm.
Meaning the coaches have come from one place and went to the other.
It's like a Kentucky holler.
Yeah. And so it
not
is,
really, but okay.
Again, I get your reference because I went to Tennessee. But I think it is important to illustrate that because I think there are some parents who are probably a little apprehensive about making that call because they're afraid to put on a different crest or go against, and it's not. And I appreciate you bringing that up,
Amanda. Amanda, I'm going to go to you because you with 3 kids coming into the school, I'm really curious what the first because you're a self-proclaimed soccer mom, sidelines doing your thing. Once you guys made the decision, what was the first conversations like with other parents? Like, what were the questions? What's the kind of vibe, or were they blown away? Did they have any clue? Talk a little bit about that if you don't mind.
Yeah, I think we were, when it first started coming out, it was Jack and Addie. People were immediately had the same reaction that our coaches did. You're leaving for Gallagher? I was like, no, and started to explain what the school is. And most people had not heard of it. And we got a lot of like, what? This is in St. Louis. It's coming to St. Louis. Like it wasn't really advertised to like Lou Fuse and stuff initially. Yeah. So like the word was just getting out. It was just starting to pop up all over social media. Like I feel like we were part of that first wave. It was really cool to be part of it. Mm-hmm. So a lot of questions, how is it going to academically, why only Addie and Jack, why not Emma? And just all those things. We went through all of those questions with most of our friends. A lot of family too. We have a lot of family in the area. So they're, what are you doing? I know we're crazy.
Yeah.
It's
are they going to play kickball all day?
Yeah. So,
No, they're going to be Super 7s, though.
Yeah.
And Shifty 6s, which, by the way, you could just say, I wasn't going to say it, but you all have kids.
6, 7.
Thank you.
I was not. It was not about to come out of my mouth.
I wasn't going to say it, but you're going to deal with that. When you talk about the Shifty 6 and the Super 7, like, oh, 6, 7. Like, just seriously, just 5 minutes ago, one of the concession stand workers said number 6, and he went, because then it was 7 throughout the whole place. But it's going to be fun.
So let me ask you guys. Projecting out, because we all as parents, obviously, going to go super cerebral for a second. You have kids and all you want is for them to thrive. You want them to succeed. You want them to be great. When they play sports, if they love it and they're passionate, you're like, oh yeah, play in the World Cup, kid, right? Or if they're really good at math, like go to NASA, right? Whatever it is. How have you viewed TPH through the lens of your kids that are going to be coming here as far as bigger expectations? Or is your process really kind of compartmentalized into, I think it's manageable now, we're going to try it, I think it's good. Do you view, like, as the program grows and the training and everything else, is there like an extra, like, I think this can help them thrive in a different way mindset? Have you thought about that? Or does that even come up? I'm going to ask the teacher.
Oh, boy. Well, so when I started homeschooling 6 years ago, my sister homeschooled her kids before me, and she gave me a piece of advice. And she always said, just take it year by year, because I would get really overwhelmed. And that's kind of where I'm going with this. I told my son, he was so excited. He's like, let's go. Like, can I start tomorrow? Why can I not start now? I'm like, it's not open yet. But I am of the mindset of, let's take it year by year. Let's see where it goes. Let's see where you're at. Let's see if you want to continue training at this pace. Let's see if the academic side, meets our standards. So, I think it's going to be great, but I'm still, saying, let's take it year by year.
So, Matt, as the soccer dad, twinkle of dream, little more soccer, do you view this as, are you hoping that it results in an academy pathway, a city pathway, a college pathway? I know that's kind of a dumb question. It's like, well, yeah, but do you think about it a lot? And do you talk to your son? Because still young, but these kids know. Yeah. They know what their dreams are. Yeah. How have you managed that expectation?
Yeah, I think with Ryder, it's 3 years ago, I realized, gosh, this kid's driven, and I always told him, wherever you want to go, I'll take you. You want to go try out here, there, or wherever we're going. And he's always been, I respect him because, he's motivated to improve. Of course, it's college would be great, but that landscape too. That's difficult. He's got the highest aspirations, but who knows? But I'm gonna fuel the fire, and that's what I see here at TPH. Sure. It's like I'll give him whatever resources we can to take him as far as he can go, but it's up to him at that point.
So let me ask a follow-up question, and any of you can chime in, because eavesdropping earlier, all of you do obviously have your kids in club. sounds as if most of you do the extras, the extra training and the speed and the strength and, camps, etc. Can you just take a second, if you're willing to, the financial balance, right? Because if you have a child in a normal school and then they're with your club and then you pay for extra training, right? I'm sure there's a math equation. We all know what that math equation is. Did that come into your thought process in okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, hey, Columbia, let's hear it.
Yep.
You guys were like, yep.
Yeah, so we pay for private school. You're paying for, we've got a bazillion kids, so hundreds of dollars every week just in private trainings. Like, that adds up, and it adds up quickly. Like, we just did back in the napkin math, and it was
don't share it.
Oh,
no.
This is dumb, and I'm like, we could just send them to school. They can get it done there and still get everything they're getting now. And now I might get a free night. Probably won't happen.
Get to eat dinner together, maybe.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
That'll never happen because of club practices. But still, we're doing every night of the week. It's somewhere. So.
Yeah, that's. That was the first thing. When we did the first episode with you guys, the three of us, Jared and Zach and myself, we always do these post breakdowns, of course, over beers, right?
Sure.
And we were like, it's trying to figure it out. How's it going to work? And one of the things we all talked about was, well, there's a financial reality to the commitment that you have. If you have a kid that is playing a sport, it really doesn't matter what sport.
Yeah.
If they're thriving, there's always the +1 and +2, and it adds up. So simplistically, without knowing anything really about the academics or anything, we both were like, well, you do the math. If you got a private trainer, and that all makes sense. Where I want to go next is the socialization, right? Because this is niche. This is not like, IMG nationally is the kind of example of a school that is super high performing athletes. They live there. It's all education, but it's also $84,000 a year. But it's all sports. This is going to be significantly smaller, significantly more focused on a singular sport. Do you think about kind of the socialization and the lack of skater kids and basketball kids and because this is not a clan, but it is. Soccer players and teams are, right? Has that crossed any of your minds in thinking about what they might not be exposed to? Not all at once.
We're already in the soccer cult, right? You said clan. It's really a cult, right?
True.
Honest.
Yes. We all pray to the same payment.
Right. That's right. So, no, they're going to have friends here. There can be kids of, on the one side, there maybe you won't have that, like you said, the skater kid crowd, but they're also going to be in a room and an environment with kids of all ages and both genders. So, it's, you're going to have high schoolers in the same vicinity bouncing off each other as, 4th and 5th graders, which can be healthy, right? So they are going to get different perspectives, maybe not in the same breath, but a different way.
Yep.
They'll be interacting with kids different from them.
It's funny you say that. Like, when I was younger, at my middle school and high school, all my buddies played different sports. Or really club-wise, nobody played soccer. And I was always looking for other soccer buddies. They didn't exist. You only saw them at training. So this is the inverse of that. You're going to come here, and it's going to be all soccer kids. So I think that's healthy.
Yeah.
It's unique.
I'm the one thing that I'm just swirling in my head is the team aspect of the sport. You're still going to have your team after class, but you're not going to be on the team necessarily with many of the kids from your class. Now, some of you, like you guys said,
Are you talking about high school?
Or middle school, or any
team.
Any team.
Okay.
Because the kids that are coming to this school are not playing on a team together.
Correct.
They're training together.
Yeah.
And they're going to school together, but then they go off
and
they have their own teams, which is just an interesting situation and dynamic.
Yeah. Can I speak on that?
Yes, please.
Yeah, and to me, as the director of the school, I think that that's like the best part of this because, again, I'm a parent and I'm a parent of soccer kids, and I see the good and the bad. And what I see is a lot of times at the end of the day, these kids, they do not care. Like, they're kids, and without mentioning any specifics, there's been so many situations lately where the rival clubs are playing each other, and I, being the soccer I go and watch all these games because I love just to watch the games. I love these kids, and I see the parents going at one parent, and then the parents are over here, and then the kids on the teams are like just like up here high-fiving each other in the grill. Like, it's not the kids. Like, I think that what we can offer the kids is the ability to come in here. There's no parents because it's school. There's no club coaches, which is amazing. And it's just the kids, and they can be trained by the best, and there's no like outside noise, and they can really, I think it's going to be great. I think that they're going to be able to get better so much faster and without all the noise. And I'm not saying like the noise exists everywhere. I get it. But like, I think that we can offer an environment that's really healthy and very good for the student.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit, because TPH is unique in its first iteration for soccer in St. Louis, but this model is not unique.
Correct.
So we have one example of that here in St. Louis, which is the hockey version that's been around for 6 years.
6 years, yeah. And I was going to say on the social part, if anybody were to wonder what that was like, just go look at TPH St. Louis Hockey's Instagram. Like, it is social. Like, there's almost 100 kids there. They go on field trips. They have a big brother, big sister program. These kids are all like having so much fun. They are different ages. They're 6th grade through 12th, but like the social aspect is there. Like, it's hard for me to listen to people say it's not there, because it is so there. And
yeah,
it's different. It's like, it's kids that are, you can just tell they're all cut from the same cloth. They're very driven, but I mean, the social part is there. It's not there.
But what percentage, and you don't have to give specifics, but the folks in this group are all private or homeschool. Mm-hmm. Is that the majority of the kids that have signed up are in that private school, homeschool, or is it kind of mixed with public
sure.
and
mixed
okay?
Public, yeah. I think homeschool wise, you guys might be the only, perhaps, maybe one other, that has not been accepted. But yeah, I think it's mixed, totally mixed.
Very cool.
That's kind of what I didn't really know, actually.
So let me ask a question regarding the application process, and I'm kind of open to everybody, because you've said it a couple times, like, we don't accept everybody. There's a certain, I don't know what you call it, if it's a trial or if it's just a true application. Can you take a second and talk about what that really means?
Sure.
And then love to hear from the parents as far as the perception of, is the tryout academic? Are they good enough to go here? Because there's clarity there.
Sure. And again, at the beginning, we weren't exactly sure where we were going to go with this in terms of level, but here's kind of where we are at the moment. So obviously you have to be at the right level. Ken and I kind of discussed it. It fits best if it's high level, and just so happens our applicants have all been like the top 1 or 2 teams at their club. So that's great. And that's kind of what we thought, but we weren't really sure. I mean, who knows what'll be down the road, but at the moment we're looking, you have to be the right level, and you have to be a good fit, like personality wise. You have to be, and what I'm looking at, I'm observing a lot on the students come to our shadow days. So we've been doing shadow days at the hockey academy. Ken comes out, Mitch comes out, and Johnny comes, so we replicate identically what the day will be like here, but we do it and they're shadowing a hockey student. So academically, it's somebody that's their age, and then Ken gives a little glimpse of what the training will be like. And I'm just observing the kids, and what I've found is we had a student, Liam White, who just committed this past week, and he's 2010, 2011, 2010, MLS Next. Okay, so, and he came out this was his second shadow day. I'm going to tell the story because I think it's a perfect example of what you're asking. So I knew he was going to be the oldest one there that day with a bunch of kids that were younger. And I knew it wouldn't bother him just because of the type of kid he is. So he comes out, and we were getting interviewed by Channel 4. So I wanted him to be our speaker. I wanted them to interview him because he's such a good kid, and he was just perfect for. And what happened was at the end of the day, we were playing soccer tennis, like just one of our breaks, recesses, whatever you want to call it. And like it was so much fun. I was playing, he was playing, all these kids of different ages, and everybody got along, and it was so competitive. And if you like took a step back and really watched it, it was like exactly what TPH is all about. It's like, it's the right kid, it's the right fit. And it didn't matter that he was in high school. He could care, he's a good kid, and he's there for one reason, to get better at soccer. And he's just a good kid. And to me, it was like, if I could freeze time and be like, this is exactly what we're looking for, it was just a really special moment for me.
I want to ask the Sander crew here, because you have 3 coming in. I have 3 kids. I don't have 4. I know how how they are all different.
Yep.
Does that concern you? Because in a small format, in a it's very. Yes, it's super creative, but let's be clear. There's a through line that every student here is going to need to be part of. That being soccer and kind of the integration. With 3 kids, maybe different personalities. Yeah, you both are shaking your head. Talk about like how you're managing that, or do you have concerns over? And you don't need to name names because we don't want to get them upset.
Yeah,
as far as like fit or not a fit, because all kids are not the same.
Right.
And you have 3 coming in. How are you approaching that?
Yeah, they're very different. Emmeline is similar to Ryder, very academic driven. And so like for her, she was like, I get to take AP classes my freshman year. And I'm like, whoa, nerd. Like we're
Right.
like soccer school here. And, she loves soccer too. And so for her, our concern's probably going to be more on is the soccer too much? Is it going to burn her out? Because she was one of those kids. She does like every sport. She does club volleyball. She's like doing everything she can possibly get her hands on.
Mm-hmm.
And she may not have that. So with her, we took the 1 year at a time. I was like, we can't screw you up in 1 year, so let's just give it a whirl. Now the other 2, it'll be probably the opposite, where we're going to have to make sure that, they're staying on top of their academics. They can actually make sure they're monitoring themselves. They're also younger too. So how do we hold that in check? Jack terrifies me when I kind of think about it. He's 9, or he'll be 10 when he starts, but like that's hard.
Yeah.
Like the maturity
That's young.
level.
That's
like,
very young.
And so we're hoping too, with 2 older sisters there, that will help. Just they can model for him as well the right behaviors.
How about you guys? Do you think about like good fit, bad fit? How did you measure that for your own child that's coming here?
I think that's interesting, actually, because we have 3 kids that are interested in coming here. And so we're trying to figure out, like, if that's a good fit for them, which is why, Ryder, it was like it was created for him. So we didn't have to worry about him. He's
Right.
very motivated when it comes to school. He's motivated when it comes to soccer. We also have another one who loves soccer, and he is super driven. And academically, he'll fit in just fine. He's just young. Yeah. And then we have another one who's like, wait a minute. This sounds really cool. I want to go play soccer and do school half day. So it's hard because, she's probably not at the level that they are. But right. So that's why we're kind of like, where do we go with this?
Yeah, and it's interesting, like Hudson and Ryder are very similar. So like if Ryder comes and Hudson doesn't, it's going to be like, they're going to have a issue like I miss you.
Hatfield,
yeah.
Hatfields and McCoys in your own house.
So I mean, I'm pretty convinced, although I'm not going to push him, but I think Hudson's probably going to say, hey, can I go as well? And I think about that with my own brother. I had a brother that was 18 months older than me. We both played soccer. It was like, we were connected at the hip doing that constantly. And I think what a unique opportunity for those 2 to they train together now anyway, and if they could be here in this environment training together, it's pretty neat.
So, Christy, I have a question for you, just kind of on the makeup of TPH. I mean, yeah, you've got your coaches, you've got your academic success coaches coming in, you've got the hockey side. Is there kind of a board that oversees kind of the overall program? Is it just you?
Are you talking about on TPH nationally, or TPH is the national? I mean,
I'm talking more specifically for here.
Yeah.
But you can talk more broadly about TPH nationally as well.
Yeah, I mean, TPH is obviously all over the country. I mean, they started obviously with hockey, but they bred it into different all the different sports spread out. But in terms of here, in terms of a quote-unquote board. I mean, Phil McRae would be here. Unfortunately, he's sick right now. So he's my mentor. And again, Phil and I, everybody says we're like the same people. I'm like the girl version. We're both very hardworking, except just a different sport. And he's a hockey guy, and I'm soccer. And I've just seen, so before we were able to officially get the partnership going and realize, okay, we can actually do this, we had to sell Scott Gallagher, who is partnered with, in the beginning, and it was not easy. And I basically took a year and just observed observed what Phil did on the hockey side, and I realized that, again, we are club neutral. This has nothing to do with Scott Gallagher, but Scott Gallagher is the perfect fit. And when I say that, it's because we have the facility. We have the means to do it. We have a kitchen for the food. You know, all the parts that you need to make a school, they have here. That is it. That is where we draw the line. Now, in terms of who we hired, coaches, I mean, we've already touched on that a little bit. But to answer your question, is there a board? I guess you could say it's Phil and then everybody above Phil. I mean, nobody knows, but they're not here in St. Louis. So yeah, there's a lot of people that Phil answers to, and that we have weekly meetings and we're learning constantly about all of the above. Yeah.
So you're saying it works?
It definitely works. Yeah, you know, and
you're hoping, right?
Yeah,
you're like,
I know,
love it. Yeah, all the
it's
parents
work.
here are like, oh my God, yes, please.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna work.
No, this has been awesome because it really kind of it makes more sense, because it's one thing for somebody to pitch, right? To pitch you something, you see you see the flyers and everything else, but hearing you guys tell the stories as to kind of the character, or maybe the profile. There's a soccer term, right? Profile, your player profile, your kid profile, as far as what works here, and you know, wish them all really the best of luck. I will be around. I mean, I think I've got auto pay to this place for the next 7 years anyway. So
my last payment just.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, oh my God. That's why I might ask for a subsidy from you.
No.
I really want to thank all of you guys for coming out. Matt, Crystal, Amanda, John. Thanks for coming and joining us, telling your stories. Good luck with the kids, and we'll be following Christy as always.
Please.
Thank you. Mr. Godat was on here earlier. Thank you, Ken, when you're listening. Love it all. Shout out to Bill. And Zach, we're on our way.
Yes, sir.
All right, Cats in the Cradle. I'm trying to make you cry yet. Until next time, Soccer Dad Pod. Like, review, follow, share. We'll have links to TPH in the show notes. We'll catch you next time. See ya.